I used to be playing golf, I had no problem walking, and then slowly but surely I couldn't play golf, I couldn't walk. I was in an awful lot of pain. I'd lose the 2 pounds and I'd put on 3, and I'd lose 2 and I'd put on 1, and I was up and down all January, and I said, this isn't going to happen, it's not going anywhere. I went on holidays and I had to get assistance through the airport because of the length of the walk, and I felt
It's a long walk.
Yes, it's a long walk. I had to get assistance, and while I was away, we had to get taxis everywhere. When you're on holidays, you love to stroll here and pop in here for a coffee and walk the seafront, but I wasn't able to do any of that.
Welcome everybody to another podcast, and I am delighted to be joined today by another one of our success stories, Orna. Orna, thank you so much for coming for joining us. And Orna, you have a really interesting story to share with us. I have your lifestyle form here, and it says when you joined us initially, the main reason that you joined is because you had a problem with muscles in your legs. So tell us a little bit more about that.
I felt it was probably my hips. I went to see a specialist and had scans and had injections into the hips, and I thought I was going to have a hip replacement. I couldn't walk up the stairs. Every time I sat down, it was really painful. So really I was in a bad state at 67 years of age, and I felt to myself, I can't go on like this. So I thought I was going to have the hip replacement, and then just before Christmas the specialist suggested that maybe the hip replacement wasn't the full answer to where I was at. I did have some arthritis, but not terribly bad for a hip replacement, and he felt that maybe if I became fitter and ate more healthily, I suppose, and that would help in the long run. Even if I did need a hip replacement at that stage, obviously I would be in a better state. So I came here to Motivation, and I haven't looked back. But I thought I was getting a hip replacement, before Christmas.
Okay.
But then he changed his mind and suggested maybe it was better to lose the weight first, or to do something that way. And if that works, great. And if I have to have an operation on my hip, then I have to, but at least I might have lost some weight. So I came here and I went on, as I called it, the plan. I didn't call it a diet, or at least you didn't call it a diet,
yes.
which I liked.
Yeah.
They called it the plan here in Motivation, and I felt that was very motivating for me. It worked really well, and lost a pound, 2 pounds, nothing major, pound, 2 pounds every week, very steady, and I've lost, what have I lost, Ashling? Nearly 3.5.
Nearly 3.5 stone. I'm looking at your chart here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you came in at what was it, 15 stone 4? I know kilos. I don't have that conversion, but 15 stone 4, and you're now in 12, which is amazing. First of all, on a scale of 0 to 10, how much pain were you in? Like, was it very high?
9 or 10.
That bad?
It was that bad.
Okay,
yeah.
And I remember, and one of the reasons I asked you if you would do a podcast, I remember you coming in not so long ago, a good few visits back, and you had said to me, and the way your face lit up, and I get quite emotional when I hear these stories, but you were so happy, because you said to me, I'm just back from holidays, and guess what? I didn't have to get assistance. I was able to walk that walk, as you said, it's a long walk. And even, looking at you now, I always talk about smiling eyes, and I got that from our girls' headmaster, Rob the Phrase and him. But you can see a difference in you, in your aura, in your face, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So to be in pain-free,
it's incredible.
Amazing.
It's incredible.
And avoid surgery.
That's even more important. To have avoided surgery that I didn't actually need. Now, as I say, in fairness to the specialist, he felt I may not get the relief that I'm hoping to get from the hip replacement.
Right.
So he suggested maybe, doing a few exercises. I did go to physio for about 3 months as well, just to stretch and to do some exercises, which I suppose we all need at this stage.
As we get older, we're told to do that. We need to move more, posture. Even as I'm thinking it, I was listening to a podcast there earlier, you know, how we sit, whatever. As we get older, we need to do more weight-bearing exercises. To say, and I'm going to say it, a big shout out to Professor, I don't know if he goes by Professor or Dr. Nelligan, here in the Beacon Hospital beside us, for suggesting that you do lose the weight, for taking that route, you know, so big shout out to him.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, I think anyone, I've just undergone a hip replacement myself, which was kind of wear and tear, I had a few falls off a horse, but I know that pain, and I know what it's like to go through surgery as well and be out of action and not have independence.
Yes.
You know, not being able to go anywhere or drive or whatever. And I know the pain that you must have been. I was a 10 on 10 as well.
The pain was, and being able to avoid surgery at any stage is...
Who wants surgery?
Absolutely, who wants it? And also knowing that once I'd lose a bit of weight, I was going to be healthier. It was better for my heart, better for every part of my body, you know, never mind my joints.
And you're enjoying clothes more now.
Absolutely,
as well. I love your outfit today.
Absolutely,
you don't have that rule of feeling off.
Even though I'm not a shopper, and I never was a shopper. But I find myself now suddenly enjoying it a little bit more. I have
you
to
deserve
say.
it, and you look fab, and you deserve it. And you did have high cholesterol was an issue for you also. How's that now?
It's back normal.
Your husband actually took part in the program, also in the
motivation
program.
He did,
So that's great. You're doing it together.
So we're both much healthier, thank God.
Okay. And you had a lovely story. You were telling me also, when we're talking about flexibility, and now that you can move more of is it your grandchildren, you said, they're asking you to, I'm waiting for that day, but that's one of the reasons I want to keep fit. I want to be a fit granny. But still, even to bend down, you were saying to me to be able to bend down now.
And lift them and carry them. But no, they want you down on the floor playing. The smaller ones want you on the floor playing with them.
Okay.
So I still am a little bit like a baby elephant getting off the floor, I must admit. But I can do it now.
Movement.
I can do it now. I couldn't do it 6 months ago. I couldn't get down on the floor.
There you go. And it comes, I don't know if you watch I'm a Celebrity, I don't watch it, I see snippets, but I do see Vogue Williams doing her squats the whole time. And I saw a challenge for October, I don't know if it was breast cancer, somebody was doing it, so many squats a day. So like we're saying, you know, posture, squat, we need to push ourselves. I was saying to you also that when I'm lifting my washing basket, in your head you're going, oh, now I'm getting on in age and I shouldn't really be lifting heavy things. A bit like when we were pregnant, protecting ourselves. And then I thought, no, because the more I'm hearing, we're saying we need to push ourselves more. That's the same as going to the gym.
Absolutely,
you know?
Same as holding weights.
Exactly, and you're okay now with lifting in the house.
Oh yeah.
And you look younger. I think I said that to you. Weight ages you.
Oh, it does.
It definitely ages.
It does. You feel so much better. There's no doubt.
Of course. And I love the way you said, Orna, as well. It's not a diet. This is a plan, because diet suggests deprivation. Then you have negative thoughts, you're going to crave it more. So the plan is what it is, and eating every 3 or 4 hours. How did you find the plan? Were you hungry at all on it?
Never hungry. Never. From day one, never hungry. And the reason being was the protein, I think. I was a carbaholic. That's the only way I could describe it. Absolutely. Carbs, and I would just eat carbs all day. I'd be happy to do without a dinner and just eat carbs nearly all day. So that's gone. I've changed that. That's a habit. That was a bad habit that I've changed. So I had having a little bit of protein at every meal, as you always suggested, that really, I think, helped me from, I was never hungry. I could safely say never hungry. And then I used to have one of the protein bars, the supplements, in the morning. And early on I had one in the afternoon as well, but I kind of cut that one out a little bit on and off. Now I have that one. So never hungry. I could not say I was hungry, and that's a fact, you know. So when early on, if I said, oh, I think I'd like something, it was more, I'd like it for the habit of it, rather than what it was going to do for me. You know?
How about, I don't know if you remember, I have your mental weight report here when you came in, 18th of February was the first report. Food reward was 0. That's a really strong trigger, and it's improved now. So were you using food as treats, or hearing, I'll have a nice, I hear, there you go, see, nice. I hear people say that sometimes, they go, but I don't reward myself with food, and yet I might hear the word nice when they're describing something, and even the way they say it was really nice. And they don't hear themselves say that. So we have to, part of our job is listening. Most of our job is listening. We'll go back and go, did you hear what you just said? And then you would hear that in the audios.
Yes.
So how did you find the audios? Did you use the audios?
I did, yeah. I used when at night I used to always do one or two of them at night time, and I found them quite good, quite good as well. You'd always pick up some little nugget of, what was the one with the water? There was one with the water, and I was, as you know, Aisling, water was not my strong point, and I had to really work on that to try and, even though I like water, I have no problem with it, but in one of those it said something about having a glass of water beside you on the bed. And drink that before you get out of bed, even. So, and I mean, I don't have to jump out because I'm not working anymore or whatever. So I was able to drink my one glass of water before I got, and I found that was a very helpful. So there was a glass of water gone.
Reduced caffeine. Your habits, when you're talking about habits, there was listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things that came up. And it's only down to 1 now. The caffeine has dropped big time because caffeine causes hunger. And then the other thing was, and I'm delighted to show you this, I don't know if we discussed this in your last report, it kind of always picks 2 habits or behaviours to work on from the mental rate report, and one is usually kind of a physiological habit, like a physical habit, and the other would be more psychological habit. So what it says for you is, congratulations, your general attitude is excellent, your goals are within your reach, and there's nothing for us to recommend.
Brilliant.
So
Brilliant.
That's what it's all about. So that is
But the
fantastic.
program does that, Aisling. The program definitely does that. At any stage, if I never felt if I did have a scone, say for example, because that was I would have 2 or 3 a day, and now I'm not having 1 a month, not even one. I'm not even, But
you still have the odd one.
Have the odd one.
Brilliant.
And if I did have the odd one, I never felt guilty about it.
Yay.
I enjoyed it.
Yes.
And I knew I was in control because I could have the 1 scone every now and again, and I still make them and I still have them, but just now and again, not
Brilliant.
like I was having them,
So it's about, that's what we say, it's motivation, weight management. It's not deprivation,
No.
it's not starvation, it's been able to manage. As I say, can you go to the box of chocolates and leave just 1 in the box?
Yes, I'd have had 6 biscuits while I was making my cup of coffee.
Right,
Now,
so that's
biscuits don't do it actually for me at all, so I wouldn't even have a biscuit now because
so
they
your
don't.
whole attitude toward food has changed.
Totally.
And that's what we always say, diet and the scale alone will not help you keep weight off. You lose weight, but most people put it back on. It's the mindset.
Actually,
really,
the other
isn't it?
motivating one when you come in for the weigh-ins was, some people say, oh, it's only £1 or it's only £2. But and one particular day I do remember, I had lost nothing, so it was 0, and I thought, oh, that's okay. But then you pointed out, but you had a fantastic week. You lost 3 pounds of fat and you put on 3 pounds of muscle.
Yes.
So suddenly I came out thinking, wow, that's much better to lose my 3 pounds of fat from around my heart or around my organs or whatever than to be losing fluid even, So all of those little things all work together to help you to be so enthusiastic to keep going and not feel in any way deprived. Definitely didn't.
And it's great because that's the body fat analysis you're talking about, because you don't want to lose muscle. You have what they call the ozempic phase. As we get older, we need to protect muscle. Heart is muscle. So we do always say that it's not weight loss, it's fat loss. And speaking of the fat, you're right, some people will say, I only lost a pound of fat. That is a pound, remember that?
I know.
So we will say, it's a pound of fat. The 5 pound one, people are always shocked, and I know I'm still in pounds of fat. Isn't it amazing?
Incredible.
And I'm going to get you to lift so you can congratulate yourself and remind yourself the fat replica, this is 1.5 stone. Okay, so it's about 19 pounds, or just say 21 pounds. So you have lost actually over 2 of these. So I can put this on you now. I'm delighted to say we couldn't have maybe at the beginning. Now that you've no pain or aches,
Yes,
I'm not going to leave it on you for long. We love, one of our consultants here often tell the story, puts this on, I don't know if you ever see her do it, puts it on some people and makes them walk up and down the stairs, and she'll go, look at what you've lost, or she'll do it the opposite way, you're carrying that. So to congratulate. So we have one, now you okay?
It's very heavy.
You have one on the front and you have one on the back.
Wow.
And this is what you have lost. Actually, a little
More.
over that, yeah. If I left that on you now for...
But could you imagine trying to walk up and down the stairs? No wonder you'd be in pain. Walking up and down, carrying this up and down the stairs.
And your energy.
Or walking
levels
on my holidays, walking along the beachfront.
That's why you couldn't walk as far, you were getting tired, and you're carrying that. Some of it is visceral fat, internal as well. So when I take it off, I'll take it off for you. Put that down there. Right. And you feel the relief now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you got it?
Yeah, got it. Now.
Wow.
So now how do you feel?
Incredible.
Yeah. And you know the phrase, I often use this phrase, a weight lifted off your shoulders, because you carry that not just physically, mentally as well, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, your self-confidence, your self-esteem.
100%.
So listen, well done you. I'm going to
Thank
give
you
you a hug
very much.
because I'm just delighted for you.
Thank you,
And
Ashley.
you're lovely to work with, and
Not
keeping
at
it
all.
off now is key.
Oh, 100%.